The first being who would like to speak is Grandfather. And for those who don't know Grandfather, he is an ancient guardian of the earth and has stayed within the earth for many, many, many eons of time, watching over her sacred energy, not allowing any harm to come to her at this deep level. He has many ancient beings who assist him in this process. And he would like to speak to you. I am an ancient one that many of you know, for you have been working with me in the past, and you have great love for your mother, your Earth Mother. You have walked on her surface with love and in harmony. You have respected her rules of nature, and you are feeling great sadness at this time for the transition that she needs to make. Many of the ancient guardians who have been supporting and watching over her welfare at this deep level, her essence, her sacred essence, are now moving out to the surfaces of her. And you are seeing them more and more walking among you when you are out in places of nature, especially when there is great openness, where you are drawn to because of your ancient pasts. These ancient guardians are coming forward now, for it is time to pull Mother out of the darkness, and they are coming forward to help you anchor the light that is coming in with the help of our spatial brothers and sisters. And you are key players, for with your physical bodies, you have the ability to be the vehicles to anchor this light into the earth plane, where the guardians will help you now connect it in such a way that our great Father, Mother in the sky will be able to apply the last pull. What you will experience is a rocking within the earth's core, a deep rocking as she loosens and the dark hold loosens. You have received much information and are aware of how diligently Spirit has been working with you, with your spatial families, your galactic families, to prepare the earth and all of her inhabitants for this great transition, this great movement throughout the held place your earth has been in for so long. Many layers have had to be broken through. Many layers, many holds, dark grids throughout the earth at different levels have had to be broken through to be able to, as you know, place the light grids within your mother and around her. And then this anchoring and activating of these grids has been the next pieces. And now it is time for our Heavenly Father, Mother to do their piece and pull Mother Earth back into the dimensions of light. The ancient guardians are coming forward to remind you of the work that you committed to do so long ago, asking you now to take a greater role in these duties, which means bringing your energy to the power places that you have been preparing lifetime after lifetime. Lifetime after lifetime, these power places have been prepared for this time on earth. You need to gather with those who have committed to do this work with you, to bring through enough God energy to help with this channeling of energy. We are there waiting to receive it in full force, and we are not afraid of the devastation that will occur. We are not afraid. And the reason is that you have prepared the way for those who will be leaving. You have prepared the way, but that is not mine to speak of. Mine is to remind you of your ancient abilities to be able to be of the earth and of God at the same time. receive the power of the many who are here and have been with you in many lifetimes. Wake up, my ancient warriors. Know what it is you need to do. We are waiting. Ashtar would like to speak next. Ashtar being the great being of light, who is truly the head of the galactic federations throughout the universes, throughout all of God's creation. He says, that's a hard act to follow. You are carrying so much within you. You have these ancient guardians. You have your spatial aspects. And many of you have been stretched, so stretched because of working with the guardians of the earth, and yet working with us, your galactic spatial families. Your energy has been pulled in so many directions, not to mention your earthly duties, which take up way too much of your energy. And we thank you for your deep commitment. And know that the stretching is at its maximum point. And when I say this, what I want you to know is that the openings that were needed to bring the masses that will leave your planet through the dimensions for safe passage, and safe is key here, safe passage into the realms of spirit, have been secured. What this means is that many of you throughout your world have been working with those in spirit to break up all of the held grids that have kept the separations in place, where for so long those who begin to awaken do not find their way through to the spiritual realms. Instead, feel these ceilings within. And they are afraid to leave their bodies because they have not felt the safety in doing so. Now, the portals, the ways through, have been secured, and many of you have been battling the dark energies, holding space as others of you have been doing the openings in cooperation with us, with Spirit. Think of this. The dark has been attacking you every moment as you have done this work, on you every second as you have held it off in order to create these openings, while others work diligently pushing themselves hard to create the openings. And now, as the openings are secure, the protecting of these openings is still needed more than ever, for the dark force energies know what is about to occur, and they are trying desperately to interfere with these portals of safety. You are tired, as Grandfather and his guardians are tired. And yet, the battle is not yet over, for we still need your help to protect these openings. We need your help to protect them in the dimensions. We need your help to protect the openings that have been created in your earth. And this takes a lot of your energy. It is time for more to join you to ease the work the few have been doing. Through you, we are asking to allow us to draw the help that is needed from those who are now awakening to their true purposes that they have committed to long ago, which means becoming like a honing beam of light, to be able to send out and find those who are waiting to receive this vibration, to awaken and be drawn to you. Again, we ask more of you, and yet it will serve you, for there will be more help which will take some of the stress off of your energy systems. For those who are ready to receive this activation to become the beams of light to attract, know that if this is not your role, Your starseed natures will be activated to help you understand more of who you are and what you are here to do at this time. We are right above you. We thank you for your participation. My brother Sananda would like to speak to you at this time. Your hearts are heavy because you know of the loss of the loved ones and all of God's children, no matter whether they are in human form, animal form. All of God's children are loved ones. The dark has consumed many already, has taken over their minds, and they are doing heinous acts of violence. And each time this occurs, your hearts begin to break again. For these ones are lost. I am asking you to have compassion for those who are doing these heinous acts and send light and protection to their souls, for it is their minds that have been taken over. And if their souls are not protected, their souls will be lost. This takes a great level of compassion and understanding that the murderer needs help, needs protection of the soul. It is not yours to judge. For these souls who have fallen prey to the dark will have great lessons to learn. This is different than those who have invited evil into their souls and have said, yes, I want to be one with you, for I so hate mankind. I hate the earth. I hate God. These ones cannot be saved, for they do not want protection. They are not aware that their souls will be burnt, for the dark, when it is through with them, will consume them. For without essence, it cannot exist. It cannot survive. But there are many who have imbalances. As we have spoke to you before, imbalances that are coming forward from deep recesses of their minds. And they are becoming very vulnerable to dark energies who are overtaking their mental bodies and creating powerful negative suggestion, playing on the emotions that have been stored and are also coming forward. And there is so much confusion within the being. It is as if they have no control, for they are not in their own personal power. These are the ones we are asking you to have compassion for and send protection to their souls. Because it is happening so much and will continue, it is important for you to understand your role of protecting souls. That bringing through the protective energy, the Krista energy, as has come through this channel, sending it out through your heart center whenever you are out amongst people, allowing it to come up against their heart centers and vibrate. If they open to it, it will go into the heart, through the channels that connect to the soul, wrap around the soul, protect it, and begin to vibrate it to awaken from its slumber. This is the most important thing you can do for humanity at this time. And you can send this protective energy out to different groups of people. Again, it will not force its way in. It will simply be there, vibrating, to be open to if the soul desires. And the souls of God at this time are clamoring for help, screaming for help, for they are so afraid of the world that is now a dangerous place more than ever before. This will help them also at the time of the earth changes, the devastations, as the earth begins to rock back and forth, loosening, it's as if, as the momentum builds, the ties that hold will be broken, and some of these ties are light ties, for we have been holding her steady. We have been working hard to keep the devastations from occurring until enough of humanity has been protected, until these portals have been completed. It has been a very long process and difficult process. And many have lost faith in us. I speak for all of us in spirit, have lost faith thinking we are not doing what we have said. We are constantly working toward the goal. And I am here to remind you of that goal. The goal is to pull the earth out of the darkness into the fifth dimension, the first truly spiritual dimension, to bring as much of humanity and of God's creation into this dimension. This has been our goal, and we are working together with you to create the means to do this with the least amount of destruction. And yet, it is not possible to have no destruction and no loss of souls. And because the time is near, your hearts are heavy. Rather than falling into sadness, depression, be the valiant souls that I know you are. Open your hearts and send out the protective light to all of God's creation that is seeking help, safety, for it is those that will be easy to find safe passageway through. For those that get lost in fear will be vulnerable to the dark forces who are waiting at the doors, to consume those troubled souls. It will not be long now until we walk together, where we gather and we enjoy each other's presence. But I ask you not to wait for that time, but to gather now with those who are of like mind and heart, and enjoy each other's presence, open to each other, for you will create greater light in this way, so all will benefit. The time of separation is done. One that you know of as Blessed Mother Anamata, Divine Mother, would like to speak to you, I gladly give up the space for her presence. Feel my energy descending, blanketing you with love, blanketing you with protection. For like all mothers, I am concerned about your protection as you go forward. The love I have for each one of you cannot be described, can only be experienced. I ask you to open to my love, so I may comfort your souls and assure you that I am with you, even though you think of Mother as soft, kind, and loving. Know that I am a protective lioness and have many faces, many different aspects of my energy are known to you, and I ask you to connect with them, surrounding yourself with the protective energies of Durga, Kali, all traditions know me by different names, and these are just energies of mine, as you have different aspects within you. My vibration is here on earth. It has been brought in by many of you who have volunteered to carry my vibration, and I thank you for your cooperation. And know that your vehicles will be protected by my aspects, my ferocious aspects, to help you with the onslaught of dark energy as you continue your work to protect the portals, to protect the openings, the grids to bring through the source energy needed now to pull the earth away. Every moment the dark is on you, trying to wear you out. And know the level of my energy that you carry will create an outer barrier within your auric field, as if I am there with my swords, keeping this dark away from you. For you have brought me here, and I also am ready for this battle. I bless each and every one of you. Every way you are participating is important to me. And I am going to ask the soul that you know of as Mother Mary to come forward and speak to you of practical ways you can help. There are so many around the world that worship me. And this is incorrect. For I am just a soul as you are, who has traveled the same path and has said yes many times when I have been asked to serve, even when it has been difficult. I have suffered. I have been afraid. And yet, I have said yes and fulfilled my commitments. And I am so glad that I did. I know that you are aware of the great need on your planet to help protect the young, the innocent, the children of God, of all ages, those who are being cast out because they are deemed undesirable. They have no practical function and use. And there are some great compassionate souls who are working to help these unfortunate ones. And I am asking you to first focus also on protecting their souls, the homeless, the elderly that have been stuck away, just waiting to die. These beings need your help. you have heard that when the time is right and the need is great, you will be asked to manifest food and give shelter to those who are in need. And I ask you now to open your hearts in a very real way, letting go of those feelings of separateness, not allowing those who are manipulative to take advantage of your kindness, but to truly, truly be there for those who need shelter, who need sustenance. For this is going to be very important in the coming year. I have given many prophecies to those who are pure of heart. And yet, these prophecies have not truly been allowed to come forward to the masses. They have been controlled by church and by state, who do not want to lose control of the masses. That has been one of my roles, to prophesize and warn of what is to come, unless a great awakening occurs. The awakening has not occurred at the level needed to shift the energy of the planet and humanity enough to go through the transition without breaking up the old. It has not happened. And the warnings that I have given have been warnings to those who have been holding the control. Many of you on earth do not believe that God is powerful enough to break these holds. And this thought has been planted by the dark for many, many years. We have the power. We are in control. There is nothing your God can do to save you. And so you succumb. You succumb to the dark. And yet it is only because of the love and compassion for all of you that this has not been broken before this time. Time. It is what we hear from you constantly. When will this happen? When will that happen? We have been preparing every moment. The time is now. How that looks is not something we can predict. For we are still hoping that at this end run, as the earth begins to rock and the ties begin to loosen, that the great awakening on your planet will still occur in enough time to save many souls. Why are you in such a hurry to lose so many? For that is what will happen if it is done before there is total readiness. Your systems, all of your systems that are holding and controlling, are loosening. You don't see it because of the illusion that has been so strongly held, and yet they are loosening and ready to fall like dominoes. You have been asked to prepare over and over and over. Physical preparedness, meaning to secure safe places, to gather with like souls, to store some food as you create your gardens where spirit and nature can work through and create the most phenomenal foods you have ever experienced. You will become centers of healing and light in the new world. And we're asking you to lay those foundations now. There is one more being who wants to speak to you, and it will be brief. I bless you. I am watching and am waiting to see how each one of you steps into your next level of power and lets go of your ego separation to find ways to help all of those in need. The being who is speaking last is Justine. And Justine is the cosmic accountant, we call her. She's leading the charge, I'm going to say, of bringing forth your good karma. You all have bank accounts in spirit. Some of you have been storing good karma for a long period of time and are afraid of using it for fear of creating more negative karma. And so you have stored it away. And yet you need this now to draw to you the support to do all of the things that Spirit is asking you to do. Some of your bank accounts are bulging. Others are quite empty, for you have not accrued a lot of good karma because of the selfishness, the ways you have accumulated karma and not done enough service work. In other words, giving out what you have been given. This is what stops the flow. When you receive but you do not give. You receive but you do not give. After a period of time, the receiving stops. And some are carrying these negative karmas from times of receiving, but not giving out. And so the karma banks are dry. Those who are sincere, who are willing to commit and really help during this time, can receive benefit from the good karma of those who have more than they could possibly need. In other words, check your accounts. You can transfer some of your good karma to those who are in need because they are now sincere and ready to receive and serve. They will not just take this good karma and selfishly use it to acquire wealth. And when we say wealth, we are talking about wealth in many ways. This is important to know that it is possible, and know that I am here with my accountants to help you figure out, do you need to receive or do you need to give at this time? And we will help you find a source that has abundance that will bring it to you. You can doubt, you can be negative that this will never work, and yet it will. It's simply the law. This is being done because there is so much that is needed to be accomplished in a short period of time. This doesn't mean you go banging on the doors of those you think may have a lot of stored good karma, but instead work with us, surrender, and we will find the right sources for each one of you. And that is a happy note that we end on. We are all here now to bless you, to give you thanks for all of the help that you have given us. And no, there isn't a one of us who would like to trade places with you. For your roles have been very challenging. And we bless you for your efforts. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. We pray to the divinity within you.